All the ducks are swimming in the all the ducks are swimming in the water. All the ducks are swimming in the water. All the ducks are swimming in the water. All the ducks are swimming in the swimming in the all the ducks are swimming in the water. All the ducks are swimming in the water. Ducks are swimming in the water. All the ducks are swimming in the water. All the ducks are swimming in the water. All the ducks are swimming in the swimming in the all the ducks are swimming in the water. All the ducks are swimming in the
water. Yeah. It's facts. Facts, baby, they are. Oh my goodness. Oh, it makes a difference, huh? Let's get it cracking. Ooh. Hey. Yeah, we in here. Alright, press record. Yo, do me a favor, are we gonna restart that? I'm going to restart that song because I forgot to press record. You know, for the podcast people. We can't let them down. You know, they got to have the whole thing, surely. There you go. Ooh. MAC, we in here! Make some noise, baby. It's that final broadcast. Final broadcast from Los Angeles. Let's get it. Yeah. They are. All of them. All down. Let's get it. Yeah. Let's get it, baby. What's up, Pazir? Hey, YouTube hero Alex, you got that first award. What up, Nick Rico? What up, ADMW, Cindy Bailey? Yeah. What up, LZ? What up, Brittany? What up, Chris? Let's see, boy, Craps XIX, you bad man. Just got out the sauna, dripping sweat.
All the ducks are swimming in the water.
I've been packing, baby. Similar.
The ducks are swimming in the water. All the ducks are swimming in the water. All the ducks are swimming in the swimming in the all the ducks are swimming in the water. All the ducks are swimming in the water.
Welcome to that final Sunday service of the Church of Meaning broadcast from Los Angeles. If you're watching this broadcast, I know a lot of you listen to it. More of you actually listen to it, to be fair, but I do like you to visualize, you know? Visualize with me. For the past, I don't know, however many streams, most of them, there's been a sumptuous presidential curtain behind me. That curtain was just a trick. And the curtain is gone. Revealing kind of infinity of corridors behind me. It's pretty cool, actually. All my acoustic paneling is down, so it probably sounds a bit weird and boomy. My apologies. Time for a new adventure, baby.
All the ducks are swimming in the water.
Regulators!
All the ducks are swimming in the water.
Yeah. Make some noise, brothers and sisters. Make some noise for the MAZ. Make some noise for yourself. Yeah. How you all enjoying this new backdrop? What's your reckon? Nicholas Lepar, what's cracking, baby? Hey, let's break it down. Okay, so today we'll be playing Meaningwave records. You can request your favorite Meaningwave records via Superchat. And I'll be answering questions. I'll be taking questions. Also, you can use Superchat for those so they pin and I can see them. But I did just see Nicholas Lepar's one. Nicholas Lepar said, Akira, you posted earlier on the reasons you were leaving California. I'd love for you to talk a bit more in depth as to why. Cheers, mate. Here's to a better future. Did I post earlier? I remember, I had a busy day. Yeah, I woke up at 6. Pressed snooze twice. Did the morning stream at 7. At 8:30, 8:45, 8:05, I got off the stream. And finished the Joe Rogan album. Yeah! One last album, one last day in Los Angeles. It seems right that I'd be finishing one last Californian album, you know? You know, starring one of California's finest sons. Makes sense. Was fitting. Had a final little bit of vocal to mix in. Got a bit of a gospel choir. Mixed in that gospel choir. Added an extra bit of a guitar solo to another track. Always need a bit of an extra guitar solo, you know. And that was cool, baby, you know. And then that was like 9 o'clock. I had some steak for breakfast, you know. Steak for breakfast is always a good one. Then we went down the old Don Studios in downtown Los Angeles, you know. To clean it up. Pulled the floor up. We put down that beautiful coke white floor. I don't know if you remember that. You know, it was we had the gold gated booth in there. Everything was gold and white. You know, like an Egyptian palace. Well, we pulled up that floor and we cleaned the place and we dusted and we threw away everything. You know. I don't know if you remember. I used to have a mannequin in there. I rescued her from American Apparel on Hollywood Boulevard when that was shutting down. I don't know if you remember, that was one of the first casualties of the mind virus, I guess. Well, it was kind of a foreshadowing, you know. They basically got straight up cancelled as a whole operation, American Apparel. They shut down on Hollywood Boulevard, and I rescued this mannequin. I always wanted to have loads of mannequins in my studio, like the Corona Milk Bar in Clockwork Orange, you know. Anyway, I had one. She was broken then. She was battered and broken, but I rescued her, and she sat with me in Don Studios, Los Angeles for years, you know. But you know, I had to get out there super fast today, and so she's downstairs in the recycler, along with an old gold keyboard that doesn't work anymore, but it looks nice because I sprayed it gold. But that had to go. Took down the Don Studios LA sign off the door. Hercules got a little bit sad. You know, he used to come there with me, you know. He used to come there and he used to hang out with his dad, go to work day. And he'd hang out with me and we'd make songs together and stuff. He used to sit in my vocal booth playing Minecraft. Where he met his best friend Q, you know. I used to take him to the park. He was such a little boy then, he was only like 3. Take him to the park. And there he met another little boy. Well, and what was funny was he met this other little boy and they became friends, so I got chatting to his dad. And then his dad made music too, you know, and now his dad's like he's like my main production homie. You know, you got a homie who does a similar thing to you. You ever get that? Like, they live in Canada now, but, you know, we still text, like, every day, because every time there's a new plugin, you know? We're actually, like, working on a company together. And Hercules and Q build Minecraft worlds together every day, you know, still. It's a beautiful thing. None. Hasn't answered the question. Yeah. It does look very churchy in here, doesn't it? Oh, just in YouTube here, Alex says there's slight audio clicking, really? Really? Audio clicking? Oh, I can hear a weird little sound. What's that sound? Oh, God, that's all I need. I wonder what that could be. Is there anything plugged in that shouldn't be plugged in, you know? Let me have a look. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll put a record on. I'll put a record on, you know, and then I'll go have a look and see if I can find something that shouldn't be there. Find something that shouldn't be there. What might that be? Oh, no. Click, click. Click, click. Has that been going the whole time? I only just noticed. This is terrible. That's just shocking. I'll play a pretty song.
Akira The Don. He's got clout.
This is a tough weekend for me, my friend. Then I go home. I don't know why. It doesn't bother me, but it does bother me. Gotta go to the cemetery. Gotta drive around the neighborhood. Gonna see all my old haunts. Realize how old you are. You know, you realize life moved on. All you have is your fucking memories, you know. All I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. All I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. When I drive on 76th Street and I'm parked in that light, I'm gonna make a left at the Lex light on 77th to go to Luz's house. And I look over my right shoulder and see Ashway's there. It just does something to me. You know, it just fucking does something to me. I don't break down. But it just, it kicks you in the stomach. It kicks your youth in the stomach. It kicks who you were as a child in the stomach. I didn't know anything as a kid. I just always, you know what I'm saying? We all have our own Ashways. We all have memories of that fucking childhood deli or pizza place or Chinese place or whatever the fuck that you were in there. But when they gave you credit and one day you swallowed a fucking roach in there by mistake and they didn't tell nobody and they gave you free food for the rest of your life. I'll say that name for the rest of my life. Ashways, you know. All I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. All I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. But tomorrow I get to go home and I'll drive by at night and I just shake my head. You know, I always go down and make what that's like now. And that's completely different. Then I hook a left on New York Avenue and I shoot all the way up to like fucking 48th and I cut all over to fucking Hudson Avenue. And I go all the way to 60th and I make a fucking left down to County Boulevard and I hit Veneris. And I see what it looks like at night. Fucking right up. I got the same route every time, dog. Because that's the route I had as a child. I don't know. And that's it. I don't get out. I don't breathe the air. I just take that one ride to see what happened. Just kick me in the stomach. reason it's gonna be the same, you know? All I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. All I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. All I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. All I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. I went down there when I was with my daughter last year. I took her down there and I walked around with them. I took them to the fucking park I played at. I had a great time with them. I didn't break down physically or mentally enough. I thought I would, Lee. See, right now, sometimes I think, oh my God, this is gonna be hard on me. It ain't shit. It ain't shit. I breezed right fucking through it. You know, I thought when I would walk into the high school a few years ago, I'd have a nervous breakdown. None of that shit happened. None of that shit happened. I don't know how I dealt with it, Lee. Over the years, doing all that coke and sitting there alone like a fucking loser and writing about my past, all that shit fucking cleared the air in my mind. I don't know how. I don't know how. When I walk on the streets a little bit sometimes, I go, wow, I remember walking on the street after I did this, or I remember walking on the street after I did that. 30 years ago, I was getting chased in that fucking parking lot. Chased. All I have is stupid memories.
Yeah.
I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. All I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. All I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. All I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. Then I pull up to my house. You know, I look at the baby, I look at my wife, and I go, what the fuck happened?
What the fuck happened, huh? Make some noise for Joey Coco Diaz. Like a doctor. Like a doctor. So, I can work out what it was. Can you hear clicking? Like, maybe there's a slight, I don't know what it is. But you just have to deal with it, baby. Because I couldn't find it. I know what it is. I guess, I don't know if there's some interference. I don't know, baby. I don't know. But, you know, we here. Oh, it's annoying me now. Now I've noticed it, it's annoying me. All right, I'll have to, next time I put a song, I'll go have a look again. Now that's gonna annoy the shit out of me. That's gonna annoy the shit out of me now I've noticed that. God damn. Alright, I will not talk about what I was gonna talk about. I'll go see if I can work out what the hell is making that happen. Could be anything.
Men struggle for power. That isn't what men do. Not if they're civilized. They size each other up and elect the competent to lead them. And they do that at every level of society. I worked in a rail crew in southern Saskatchewan. They're rough guys, like a lot of them had been in prison, you know. And when you first came onto the rail crew, you got a stupid nickname and people teased you. And I remember this one kid called Lunchbucket. That was his nickname because he came to the rail crew with a lunch bucket that looked like his mom had packed it. That was a bad idea. So they named him Lunchbucket, which he wasn't very happy about. Well, that was a mistake. He should have taken it with a smile. And then he was always peevish and irritable. And if you asked him to do something, he'd whine. There's about 60 men on this crew. It stretched out about a quarter of a mile down the tracks. Soon, anonymous harassers were throwing pebbles at him during work. We had hard hats on, so the game was, let's see if we can hit a lunch bucket in the hard hat with a pebble. And then that was purposeful because he couldn't take a joke. It's like, well, let's see if he can take this joke. Clunk. And then he just got more and more peevish, and the pebbles got bigger and 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 bigger. And a week later, Lunchbucket was gone, having not learned anything from the experience. But the men were testing him out. Can you be useful? Can you at least be amusing? Is there something worthwhile about you? It's like, no. It's like, okay, well then, you're out of here. Because you never know when we actually might need to depend on you.
Yo, Lunchbucket, baby. Excuse me, we just spilt water everywhere. Yeah!
Investigations and researchers, some of them very pious, some of them very cynical of the religions of the world, and certain quite constant motifs, basic themes have come out throughout the whole field. These universals, these continually recurring themes. Also, in each of the various areas, there are quite special, particular inflections, quite different from other areas. That is to say, we have this spectacle of continuity and consistency, and at the same time, differentiation. I want to speak tonight in a very general way to the main problems that these situations and these observations bring up. What are the functions, the human functions served by mythology? What are the functions, the human functions served by mythology? By symbolic forms which have been served for 200,000 years and have sustained the race, even on the simplest level and even on the levels of the highest cultures. We all know the greatest monuments, the greatest architectural and art monuments are in celebration of these mysteries. I don't care where you turn. These are the things we now go by jet to see. What are the functions, the human functions served by mythology? What are the functions, the human functions served by mythology? By symbolic forms which have been served for 2.
Yo.
Are the functions, the human functions served by mythology? What are the functions, the human functions served by mythology? By symbolic forms which have been served for 200,000 years.
200,000 years. What are the functions? Yo, make some noise for Joseph Campbell. And make some noise for everything still working. Hey, it's amazing. And I think, has that noise gone? No? I thought it had gone. Whatever. It's the last broadcast in LA. Hurrah! I don't know if you all saw that. I think you did. I just trying to find that stupid clicking sound. I knocked the water thing and it went everywhere. I was very lucky. Nothing blew up. The water basically went everywhere apart from in the places where it would have made things blow up. So shouts out to that. Hurrah! Marionette says, I don't hear the clicking noise anymore, but I am losing my left channel. Oh, shouts out to your left channel. French Jabrika says stereo is all messed up. Who's stereo? Cindy Bailey says audio is jumping left and right. Really? Oh, great. Hurrah! Audio sounds fine over here. Oh, it's fine. Man, shouts out to everyone listening on the podcast. I bet you're really enjoying this, huh? This might be the best stream we've ever done. What an amazing stream. Make some noise, everybody! Anyway, who was it? Someone was asking about why we're leaving Los Angeles, right? Was that what you were asking? That's a fair enough question. You know, there's many answers. You could ask, why did you move to Los Angeles in the first place? Joey Diaz on his songs, he talks about, all I have is stupid memories. I cherish them more than anything in the fucking world. I remember I was preparing to move to Los Angeles, and I was listening to Joey Diaz all the time, you know. We decided to leave London and move to Los Angeles. Because life is as kind as you let it be. It seemed that whenever I went to Los Angeles, life was kind. The mindset of the people there was that of can do. You know, if you have an idea, it's like, oh, how can we make that happen? In London, it felt like you had an idea, everyone was just seeing, but you know, they'd just see all the obstacles, you know. They're like naturally, it seemed that they were naturally pessimistic and down. And they had this tall poppy syndrome thing going on over there, you know. You're not supposed to get above your station. You're not supposed to transcend your origin. If you're born working class, you're supposed to stay working class. All that sort of thing. America is different, you know. In America, it's like anyone can be president. Waitresses are nice to you in America because nobody's poor. Everyone's a millionaire. They're just on their way to being a millionaire, you know. They're not quite there yet. Everyone's on the way to some kind of greatness. In the UK, it felt like everyone was resigned to what they were, and if you tried to get beyond that, then you were somehow betraying, you know, your class or whatever it was. And I'd go to Los Angeles, you know. Wade was over here. I'd come see him sometimes. And it was just so nice. Everyone was so nice. You know, here's a real thing, and I've mentioned this before, but like, I'd be in Los Angeles, and a car had screeched to a halt. And the people would be like, yo, who are you? You're really cool. Do you want to come to a party? You're in the UK, if someone stops a car, they screech to a halt, and they go, fuck's wrong with you, faggot? And then they throw a brick at you and drive off. So that's why we moved to LA, you know? And, well, it's not the only reason, but it's like, it felt like life would be kind there. And there was all this opportunity, and I was going to go be a superstar DJ. You know, I was going to put all my musical talents into doing that. So that's what we did. We came here, you know? And I slept on a couch, you know, in Charlotte, and Hercules stayed back in Wales. And I got all these DJ gigs and got it cracking and got them out here, and it was great. But I remember when we were preparing to come here, we decamped to Wales. We went back to Wales, you know, because it was cheap. For we could get a house for a small amount of money. I could focus on getting my DJ library together and making remixes and getting myself in good shape, you know. And I'd run on the beach barefoot every night. You know, I'd run through the bit where the surf hits the sand like a stallion, you know. I'd just run. I felt amazing, you know. Sometimes it'd be like, you know, it's Wales. It'd be like there'd be a thunderstorm. I'd still be running out there, you know, just in a pair of shorts, barefoot, you know. And a lot of the time I'd be listening to Joey Diaz, like a doctor. Joey Diaz telling all his stories of his youth. And not just his youth, you know, when he's like 40. You know, all the trouble he used to get into. I love listening to those stories. It reminded me of me. You know, he had some story about, like, sleeping in a park. And I got stories about sleeping in parks, you know. I slept in parks. I slept on benches. I slept under benches. You know. I was speaking to my dad this morning. And he was noting how different it was now. He was like, how many times have you moved? Because I moved so many times. He says sometimes when he can't sleep at night, he goes through different places he's lived. And he's lived in about 20, which is nothing. That was me in a week back in the day, you know? But like, yeah, we were talking about, you know, how far we'd come. It felt real good going to the old studio today and cleaning it and leaving it like we found it, you know? I used to leave a place, I'd just run away, you know? Leave it all fucked up. What did my dad rent? He was like, oh yeah, with the iron print in the carpet. I don't even remember that place. But, you know. We moved to LA for a reason. I came here to turn the music thing I'd been doing for all this time into something that really worked, something that supported my family. You know, I've been making music full time since 2004, you know? And I wanted to turn it into a thing that really, so that like finally I wanted to shed that socialist programming that kept me broke forever, you know? And kept me self-sabotaging and all this stuff. And I wanted to turn it into my music making into a career, a proper thing that would support my family and give my family the kind of life they deserved, you know? So I thought, oh, I'll be a superstar DJ. I'll go to LA, I'll be DJ guy, then we'll go to Vegas, you know? And I'll be that guy. But along the way, you know, God, you know, man makes plans and God says, you know? Along the way, something happened, baby. Along the way, like, I found something else. I found this meaning. I found this meaning, and I made Meaningwave. And that changed everything. And suddenly, you know, it wasn't about being that superstar DJ guy. I mean, I'll still be that superstar DJ. You know, I'll be here every night. But it's a different thing. I realized there was something way bigger and way more powerful and way more useful that I could be doing. And praise God, it would also, you know, if I worked hard and really went in, it would provide for my family, you know? in that way that I'd wanted. The reason I came here in the first place. And so now we're here and we have this, we know what we're doing and we know what we're for. We found something bigger than us. Bigger than us. To go all in on. And that's Meaningwave, We're not going all in on becoming Vegas DJ guy. We're going all in on Meaningwave. And so we're going to go to Texas, and I'm going to build a beautiful studio. I'm going to build a beautiful recording studio and a beautiful broadcasting studio so we can do these broadcasts and we can keep making the music at an even higher volume, at a better quality, all that, Hercules can have some land to run around in. Hercules can have some grass. You can run around outside. You can't do that here. You can't run around outside. I mean, you're not supposed to be hanging out with children here. We've got to get out of the city, baby. We've got to get into the country. Cities have served their purpose, I think. I think we're moving into a time where cities aren't even necessarily a very good idea anymore. It used to be that you need a city because you all needed to be close to each other. And, you needed to have these like hubs of industry and all that sort of thing. But, now we have the internet. Now we can all be together here in Maz, in the Meaningwave Autonomous Zone. Our flesh bodies, our meat bodies are all over the place, but we can all be joined in this one place, There's no need for cities, really, not in the way they used to be. And cities are causing so many problems. The whole Tom Hanks disease is this beautiful metaphor for something that's really going on with that mind virus, And that mind virus really takes root in cities. And everyone thinks they have to feel the same and talk the same and think the same. And they speak in hushed whispers in the corners of bars about what they really think and feel. Everyone in Hollywood be doing that. You think people in Hollywood, have a certain ideological framework or whatever? No, they don't though. They just think they're supposed to, say they present that. But then when you talk to them, they're all like, oh yeah, secretly. They're also scared. They're also scared, they're all scared of getting canceled. They're all scared of not getting the call back for the show they want to be in or whatever the fuck it is, Yeah. What's I talking about? Certain many reasons, baby. But yeah, the plan's different now. It's all in on Meaningwave. And we don't need to be in LA to do Meaningwave. It's all in on giving Hercules the childhood he deserves. You can't have that in Los Angeles. Los Angeles isn't what it used to be. It's all boarded up now. It's all spray painted. It's all covered in just like hysterical, screaming messaging. You can't go for a walk without Hercules being like, what's this? What's that mean? What's that mean? What's fuck this and what's fuck that? It's like fuck is written on every surface. Fuck someone, fuck this, fuck that, do. Ain't no place for a beautiful little 7-year-old boy. They're trying to do this weird stuff now, whereas they're trying to make kids think about stuff that kids shouldn't have to think about. And the people trying to make them think about this stuff, they don't even know what they're talking about, They don't understand the stuff they're talking about, and they're trying to make little kids think about it. It's a really vicious form of child abuse. And I really don't mess with it, And I ain't having it for my kid. So I'm taking my kid out to Dripping Springs, baby. I'm taking my family out to the country. You know, we're gonna build us a beautiful studio. We're gonna make amazing music. We're gonna do amazing broadcasts. We're gonna put all of our energy into this, building this beautiful cathedral of Maz, you know, making the best music we possibly can and giving our son the best life we possibly can. Because life is as kind as you let it be. You know, you get to choose. If your life ain't what it could be, if it ain't as kind as you would like it to be, then change some stuff and make it kinder, you know. And one thing you could do is move to a different place. We came to LA, you know what I mean, like, so many reasons. I feel so good when the sun is on me, you know. I'm one of these people who don't like it when there's no sun. But apparently Texas is hotter than here, so that's groovy. That's groovy, baby. Word XP says, what has been a kid? When does that end? I think being 7's a kid, you know. It ends when when the actualities of adult life drown out that kid life. And make that kid life unlivable. Because you know too much. If you're talking about my boy, he's 7, baby. He's got time. He's got time to just enjoy being a kid. Not worrying about all that bullshit that adults be preoccupying themselves with. Most of which is dumb bullshit that's not even theirs. They didn't even put it in their own heads, you know? It's not their thoughts. It's just stuff that was put there to keep them preoccupied and squabbling amongst themselves so they don't notice what's really going on. They don't remember what they actually are, which is gods. Yeah! She the D613 in the place to be. Can't wait to see all the epic activities coming in Texas. Much love and respect to the Don family. Would love to hear Spirit of the Father. Well, you know, you smart as heck, and that's the perfect choice. That's the perfect song. You know.
Look at symbolic representations through the lens of evolutionary biology, rather than assuming that these representations are mere superstitions or play no functions. Like, we have the idea that there's a deity that's father-like. So it's a disembodied spirit in some sense that's eternal, that has eternal characteristics. It's like, okay, well, strip it of its metaphysics. If you strip it of its metaphysics, and just look at it as a biological phenomenon. It's like, well, what might the idea that there's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. There's an eternal spirit of the Father, Spirit of the Father. What might that be a reflection of? Well, it's like, well, there's you imitating your father, but your father imitated his father, and his father, and his father, and his father imitated his father. So in some sense, what your father actually imitated was the pattern of fathers across time. And you could think of the transcendent father as the pattern of fathers across time. When a child imitates his father in pretend play, when I'm pretending to be my father, I'm observing my father across multiple situations, and then I'm abstracting out the commonalities in behavior and attitude across those situations that make him father. And then I incorporate that and dramatize it in my pretend play. It's unbelievably sophisticated. And so it's what the child is doing in pretend play is coming to embody the disembodied spirit of the father. There's an eternal spirit of the father, spirit of the father. There's an eternal spirit of the father, spirit of the father. There's an eternal spirit of the father, spirit of the father. There's an eternal spirit of the father, spirit of the father. And so you think, well, that is a disembodied spirit. It's a disembodied spirit that's incarnated in a collective of fathers across time. And what is that? Well, it's a judge, that's for sure. It's a judge. Even when you interact with the hierarchy of men who are currently alive, something can be abstracted out of that, like the patriarchal spirit. And if you don't think that's judging you, you are not thinking. It's absolutely judging you. That's what rank orders you in a hierarchy. There's an eternal spirit of the father, spirit of the father. There's an eternal spirit of the father, spirit of the father. There's an eternal spirit of the father, spirit of the father. There's an eternal spirit of the father, spirit of the father.
Hey, 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 hey. Yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah. Make some noise, baby! That's Akira The Don and Jordan Peterson from JBP Wave Father. We played that for Sheila D613 in the place to be. That was an excellent choice. And yo, shout out to everyone. Damn, with the super chat, it just went crazy. What up, Superconductor? Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Words from those presidents. Yo, I used to let that sound, baby. And I played it on the stream a few times. Shouts out to them. What up, Matt Lally? Blast up, says all in on Maz. All in on Maz. All in on meaning. Choose meaning. You dig? Choose meaning.
Or should I say, choose meaning. All in on meaning, baby.
You know the vibes, you know the vibes. Sidra Taj, play the taint machine, make the toast and tea. When I'm mobile, while I can't lay in bed. When I'm mobile, keep me moving. I don't know what that song is. Is that a song or did you just write that, you sweet thing? What up, Mike B? Bless you, brother. Appreciate that. That $49.99 like a G. What up, Chadrick Pickens? Bless up. Says, love you, Wave, brother. Love the Wave family. We're all on this wave of life and it's awesome. Yes, it is. It's awesome to be a part of it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What's up, Andrew? Diaz Duenas, where's that button? Skirt! Making money, saving the world. Terence McKenna. Oh, that's a request. I thought you were just making a statement. Yo! Nicholas Lepar, thank you for sharing your story. I'm happy for you and the family. Keep speaking the truth. As you know, the sound of the rain needs no translation. Hey, thank you. Thank you. You know. I mean, there's so many aspects to it. We've been planning on moving for a year or two, a couple of years. And like, we always knew that like South was next, you know? South been calling to me since I was a little kid, baby. I love the South, man. So much of my favorite stuff comes out of the South. You know, my first concert was Tom Petty. I wasn't even born yet. I was in my mama's tummy. They went to see Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And I was kicking along in rhythm. They were like patting my dad, had his hand on my tummy. He said, ooh, he's going to be a musician. He's kicking along in rhythm. I used to kick along to Adam and the Ants, you know? All that. But, you know, when I came, I knew, I've always been this way. I'm always very good at spotting where the energy is going. You know, I moved to Old Street in London in like 2000, 99, 2000. And like a couple years before it went really crazy, and then by the time I left, it was like the hottest place in London, you know? All the energy went there, all the attention went there. I've always been good at spotting this stuff. And when I came to LA, that's where I felt the energy moving, and that was like 2013, you know, and there was a lot of cultural energy in LA. And LA became the focal point of what the music industry was up to. And all that swag rap stuff and all that, all the SoundCloud rappers that moved to LA. It was the place, baby. That's where the energy was. And the energy's like evaporated from LA because the music industry's dead. And, you know, Tom Hanks and his dreaded disease put a lot of stuff into focus. And those club records don't hit like they used to when there's no club anymore, you know? It don't make any sense. And the energy's shifting, baby, and I feel the energy shifting, and I feel the energy is shifting south, baby. The energy's shifting over to Texas. That's where I'm going, baby, because, you know, you need that energy. You need that cultural energy. I mean, you don't need it, I guess. You can live without it. But for someone like me, it's really useful to be, like, close to that cultural energy, to be plugged in to that cultural energy. And the way that things are moving, I've been talking about this, the technological developments are going to be really, really important and powerful with regards to what we do with art and what we do with storytelling and what we do with the creation of our shared mythology going forward. And we're taking the power back from Hollywood. Here's the thing, you know, Hollywood, they bought all the fairy tales. They bought all our mythologies. They bought the Snow Whites and the Seven Dwarfs and the Hans Christian Andersens. And then when Star Wars became our shared cultural heritage, they bought that, you know? And then they drew penises all over it. You know, they desecrated those things. And they used them to, you know, for their own weird purposes, to try and spread their idea of what humans should be. All that, you know, and it didn't really take because people don't want that shit. People don't want that bullshit. And the other thing is, and this is the thing I've been talking about quite a lot, and I think it's really important. I spoke about this with John Vivaki last week, and that conversation is now available to listen to. I think a big part of what's happened in our culture and what he talks about this meaning crisis, that there's this meaning crisis going on. And I believe a big part of it is to do with the fact that in creating the printing press, we moved our culture from an entirely participatory culture to a non-participatory culture because we used to be engaged in the telling of the stories together, you know? Everyone had that bit of Beowulf that they knew. You'd all hang around the fire and tell the stories together. It was a shared experience, the telling of the story, and you'd come up with your own bits and you add your own bits and all that type of thing. And the printing press came along and suddenly you didn't all have to remember Beowulf in your head. Or you didn't have to be hanging around the fire to read it. You could sit on your own and read it, you know? And that led from one thing to another and one thing to another, and that ended up in a position where Disney owns the culture. And Disney won't let you be engaged in that culture, and the only way you can be involved in the telling of the story is to make like reactionary videos on YouTube and get pissed off. That's where that system is, and that's the end result of that system, and it can go no further. We have to return to a participatory culture, and we're going to. And that's going to involve new technologies and the synergy between art and new technologies. And I see those things happening Texas. A lot of that shit is going to be happening in Texas, I believe. And I'm going to be around that, you know, I want to be near that. It's going to be happening all over the world. Like I was saying, a big part of what's going on is you don't need to be in one specific location anymore. But I do feel a lot of that energy is going to be there. You know, and I do feel that America is still the last real chance for freedom in the world. And I do believe we will win. I do believe that freedom will prevail. But, you know, don't be fooled. You know, there are forces out there that do not want you to have freedom, baby. They want you to be, you know, in a social credit system like the communist Chinese. They want you to have that Black Mirror world, baby. But that doesn't have to be the case. And I believe it will not be the case. But it does take, you know, engaging. It does take engaging and being active and being participatory. You know. And that's what we're doing here, baby. That's what we're doing in the MAZ. Yo! What up, Prince Bricus? Grateful to the gods, baby. Bless you, brother. Choose meaning. By the way, can we get that as a t-shirt? Or a wondrous, beautiful, full-zip hoodie, thanks. I mean, that's a great thing to say. It's a great thing to put on a thing. So let's get on it. Choose meaning, baby. That's your boy Diaz. His choice of song is perfect for what we were just talking about. It's perfect because what I'm talking about, part of that is what your boy Terence McKenna was talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
In spite of my nature boy thrust in most contexts, I'm very interested in virtual reality and the idea of making the imagination explicit or interiorizing the exterior world. One vision that I've had of a kind of future utopia is it opens on a world which looks like our world of 10,000 years ago. People live tribally, they are physically perfect, they are naked, they want for nothing. They appear to have no material culture whatsoever. Then when you shift your point of view so that you're inside one of these people's heads, you discover that when they close their eyes, there are menus hanging in space in front of them. And by glancing at these menus with a certain intensity, they are able to make their way into a culture that is entirely three-dimensionally present for them, but which nowhere impinges on the world of three-dimensional space. Sort of the idea that you could have the Vatican Library installed optionally when you have dental work. I don't think this is that far-fetched. I mean, a lot of money is going toward this. Money can be made from this. We have to figure out, unless we're ready to, hang the rascals.
Well, we might be.
To figure out some way to make money out of saving the world. Saving the world. Saving the world. We're going to have to figure out some way to make money out of saving the world. Saving the world. Saving the world. And I think these entertainment technologies are the way to go. I think that what we should all be trading in 15 or 20 years from now is ideas. And ideas should be worth more than anything.
Terence McKenna, and I do believe he uttered those words in 1993. Is it 93? I think it was 93. I could be wrong. Who are you really? Who are you really? Who are you? Yeah.
All these vibrations, are like the strings on a harp. And the harps that the angels are supposed to play in heaven are really this huge possibility. Possibility. you play the harp, you select strings. You don't play all the strings. It's stupid to just run your finger along the whole edge of the harp, back and forth, and go. What you do is you pick out with your fingers, select just like on the piano. You don't go. You pick out certain notes, and these make the patterns. But at the same time as you pick out, you reject what you don't pick out. But it's all there, constituting a fundamental continuity, the kind of continuity of the thread as they go to the back of the woven material and make up the obverse of the pattern that's on the front. Now, the question that is absolutely basic for all human beings is, what have you left out? What have you left out? What have you left out? Really? You are focused on certain things that constitute what you call everyday reality. Look, you single out people and you see them sitting all around. Sitting all around. And you know there are things that are really there. And then behind the people are the houses or whatever we live in, the earth, and behind all that the sky, and so on. But we see the world as a collection of rather disjointed events and things. And I might say to you as you came in here today, now, my goodness, you all forgot something. What did you forget? You think, my goodness, did I put my pants on? Did I wear a sweater? Did I put my glasses and my hair on, or my wig or whatever? No, it's none of that. But something you forgot. See, everybody's forgotten something. See, we left it out. Just missed it. See? And so I can bring this out, what you've forgotten, if I ask you, who are you? Well, you say, I'm Paul Jones, or whatever your name happens to be. I say, oh, no, don't give me that stuff. Who are you really? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you really? You think, whoa, of course I'm just me. No, don't give me that. I don't want to hear all that nonsense. You're playing a trick on me. Really, deep down, who are you? I don't know. Well, that's the thing to find out. That's the thing that's been forgotten. See, that's the underside of the tapestry, the thing that's been left out. Hey. Because what we are carefully taught to ignore is that every one of us, fundamentally, deep inside, is an act of, a function of, a performance of, a manifestation of the works. The whole blinking cosmos, with all its galaxies, and forever and ever and ever, whatever it is beyond that. Yeah. What you might call God in the Western tradition, or Brahman in Hindu philosophy, or Tao in Chinese. Every one of us is really that, but we are pretending we aren't. And we are pretending with tremendous skill and deception. Who are you?
Yeah, who? Yo, Savage Chill, that was for you, but you getting double question. Savage Chill. Savage Chill says, do we choose meaning? Do we choose meaning? Or does meaning choose us when we're ready to answer the question, who are you?
I'd first ask the kid, who are you? At the core of your soul. And if he can't answer that question, our conversation's over. I can't say shit to him. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know who you are, I can't tell you who you are. Who are you? Who are you? If you don't know who you are, if you don't know who you are, I can't tell you who you are. Who are you? Who are you? Honestly, I'm blessed enough to have survived the life I lived and to come out the other side with a bunch of knowledge. So hopefully, I can help people that believe that they're much less than what they truly are. Help them find greatness in themselves. And greatness isn't running 200 miles at a time or doing 4,000 pull-ups or being a SEAL. Greatness is whatever the hell you dreamed of in your own mind. You gotta first see it. You gotta first create this vision in your mind. And then that's when I come into play. Once you create this vision in your mind, it's how am I gonna get there now? And that's when I come into play. But first you gotta create your own vision. And it's not external. The vision created is inside of you. So until you create that, I'm nobody to you.
Akira.
If you don't know who you are, if you don't know who you are, I can't tell you who you are. Who are you? Who are you? If you don't know who you are, if you don't know who you are, I can't tell you who you are. Who are you? 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 If you don't know who you are, if you don't know who you are, I can't tell you who you are. Huh? Who are you? Who are you?
And that's, those are the two of the Who Are You trilogy, you know? The third Who Are You track is on the new album. The new album coming soon from Akira The Don and Joe Rogan. Circle will be complete.
Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you?
Hey, what up, Pixie? Who are you? What up, Pixie? Says you're going out to great places. Today's your day, your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Dr. Zeus, safe travels, ATD family, thank you. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Oh, by the way, all these lovely messages we're getting from people, you know. My Twitter is just like hundreds of them. People, really nice. They had a couple people, because Scott Adams retweeted my tweet where I said I was moving to Texas, you know. I had a bunch of people saying, don't vote blue. Don't come here and vote for the same shit you were voting. And I was like, don't. But I can't vote, you know. But telling people not to do things is not it's not very persuasive. I mean, obviously, it would be mental. Like, imagine, you know, there was Tom Hanks had a dreadful disease, you know. You know, and he spread his dreadful disease all over your town, you know. So you escaped your town. But you also took with you a vial of the Tom Hanks disease. And then you got to a nice new town, and there wasn't any of that Tom Hanks disease. And then you just cracked that vial and spread it all around. That would be a bit like doing what they're telling me not to do. But the thing is, it's not persuasive to tell people not to do things.
Who are you?
It's really not. Certain people will just do the thing you're telling them not to do just out of spite, you know?
Who are you?
But don't worry, I can't vote anyway.
Who are you?
Hey, well, I vote with my actions, baby. I vote with my wallet.
Who are you?
I vote with my actions and my wallet, baby. That's what I do.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Huh? What up, Pissio Cat says safe travels, Akira. Thank you, Pissio Cat. Wade just rang up, Charlotte just ran upstairs, and she was checking the weight of my kettlebell. Because Wade wants to check the weight of the kettlebell. I don't know why. I don't know if he wants to make sure that maybe he doesn't bring unnecessary kettlebells. It's so funny, me and Wade are going on this tour of America, you know? And like younger versions of ourselves would have been all excited at all the bars he gets hit up and shit like that. But now Wade's just like excited about all the hikes he gets to go on, you know? But yeah, I'm just grateful to the gods, you know? It's real nice to be at this position where like you and your homie, you know, me and Wadey been through a lot of shit. We've been through a lot of stuff, me and Wadey, you know, and we've been through a lot of, you know, life periods, you know, the way Joseph Campbell talks about how myth lets you know where you are, you know, and, you know, at a certain point of your life, certain characters in the myth they're gonna stand out to you. You're gonna empathize with them because that's where you are in your life. You know what I mean? At a certain point in your life, it's the young Luke Skywalker that's shining to you like, yeah, that's me. You know, but then at another point in your life, it's like, damn, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi now. Hey. But, you know, once upon a time, me and Wadey, we were little Royce the Doysters, you know? Little Royce the Doysters getting into all sorts of shenanigans and scrapes. And now we're going on tour across America in a van. And we're going on hikes. We're excited to find cool places to swing kettlebells in, you know? It's going to be epic. Grateful to the gods, baby. Yeah, yeah.
Akira.
Hey.
The Don.
Prince Jabrika's XV. Bless up, baby. Hey, hey.
When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. But I have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, and have recognized that the wrongdoer has a nature related to my own. Not of the same blood or birth, but the same mind, and possessing a share of the divine. Not of the same blood or birth, but the same mind, and possessing a share of the divine. So none of them can hurt me. No one can implicate me in ugliness, nor can I feel angry at my relative or hate it. We were born to work together like feet, hands, and eyes, like the two rows of teeth, upper and lower. To obstruct each other is unnatural. To feel anger at someone, to turn your back on them, these are obstructions. Yo, discard your thirst for books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart.
Grateful to the gods in the bottom of your heart.
Discard your thirst for books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Discard your thirst for books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Whatever this is that I am, it is flesh, a little spirit, and intelligence.
Yeah. Throw away your books.
Stop letting yourself be distracted.
That is not allowed.
Instead, as if you were dying right now, despise your flesh.
A mess of blood, pieces of bone, a woven tangle of nerves, veins, and arteries. Ay, consider what the spirit is.
Air, and never the same air, but vomited out and gulped in again every instant. Finally, the intelligence. Think of it this way.
You're an old man.
Stop allowing your mind to be a slave,
to be jerked about by selfish impulses, to kick against fate and the present,
to mistrust the future. What is divine is full of providence. Even chance is not divorced from nature, from the inweaving and infolding of things governed by providence. Everything proceeds from it. And then there is necessity and the needs of the whole world, of which you are a part. Whatever the nature of the whole does, and whatever serves to maintain it, is good for every part of nature. The world is maintained by change in the elements and in the things they compose. That should be enough for you. Treat it as an axiom.
Treat it as an axiom. Yo.
Discard your thirst for books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth.
Grateful to the gods
from the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods
from the bottom of your heart. Discard your thirst for books
so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods for the bottom of your heart. Disguise your thirst for books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your.
Shouts out to Brazil.
Waking up in the morning, baby, oh, what a glorious thing. You get to have the whole day, hey, oh, what a glorious thing. Waking up in the morning, baby, oh, what a glorious thing. You get to have a whole.
Yo, Disgaja.
So you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Disguise your thirst for books so you won't die in bitterness, but in cheerfulness and truth. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of your heart. Remember how long you've been putting this off? How many extensions the gods gave you and you didn't use them? At some point you have to recognize what world it is that you belong to, what power rules it and from what source you spring.
That there's a limit to the time assigned to you, and if you don't use it to free yourself, it will be gone and will never return. Yeah, yeah! Yeah, yeah! Grateful to the gods. Grateful to the gods from the bottom of my heart, baby. That's real. You know, I'm grateful to the gods for Los Angeles. I'm grateful for everything Los Angeles has given to the world and to me personally and to my family, you know, which has been so much. So much. You know, our lives are so different now. Like, when I think about where we were at when we came here, and it's just 5 years. 5 years, baby. Everything can change in 5 years. 5 years, you could change your whole life in 5 years, baby. I don't know what your life is like right now, but, like, it could be completely different in 5 years, you know? Completely different. It's amazing. It's astonishing how different life could be. And then you're like, wow, bless. What's life going to be like in another 5? You know? You know, this time Hercules was pointing out earlier, Hercules was reminiscing. Remember when we were really poor, Dada? Remember when we were so poor, Dada? We were so poor we couldn't get food. Shut up. He was reminiscing about, like, searching around the back of the sofa looking for, like, pennies to go, like, buy electric and stuff of that nature, you know? Amazing, baby. Los Angeles, everything I was looking for. You know, I found it, but it wasn't what I thought I was looking. It was different to what I was expecting, you know? Found meaning. Found that meaning, baby. I was out here looking for a way to turn what it was that I loved into something that could support my family, and simultaneously I was searching for wisdom. If you remember, I was like, I didn't think I was smart and wise enough yet to make that third Akira The Don album. So I was out here looking for that wisdom, trying to get wise through life experience, you know? And along the way, found that meaning, baby, and then I made that Meaningwave. Then we built this beautiful city of Mars, deep in the heart of occupied territory in YouTube, you know? We built this beautiful cathedral where we have the Church of Meaning. This beautiful place where we all come. This place is bigger than all of us. David Howe says, I'm closing a 5-year chapter in my life right now, too. Finishing my PhD end of August took exactly 5 years, and I gained 50 pounds of muscle. God is good. Hey, that's epic. What up, Cho Ryan, who says, here's one thing you can affect positively, that lovely like button. Yo, that's real. You can affect the holy living mother of bless out of that. You can affect that like button so hard, and you really should. There's a whole bunch of you here who have not yet affected that like button. What are you doing with your lives? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Lay siege to that like button. Discipline that like button, by Jove. Yeah. if it wasn't for Los Angeles, if it wasn't for moving to Los Angeles, what Meaningwave wouldn't exist. Meaningwave would not exist. Meaningwave exists directly as a result of me moving to Los Angeles. And, this record wouldn't exist. I love this record. And it's so real. There's this bit in this record where he's just like, where he talks about like everything you need that God's gave you already. It's already there. You already got it. That's so real. That's one thing. If there's one thing I've discovered over the course of my life, it's that.
I had good grandparents, a good mother and father, a good sister, good teachers, good servants, relatives, friends, nearly everything good, and that I never lost control of myself with any of them. Although I had it in me to do that, and I might have easily. But thanks to the gods, I was never put in that position, and so I escaped that test. I was never put in that position, and so I escaped that test. And that I wasn't longer raised by my granddad's girlfriend, and I didn't lose my reality too early, and didn't enter adulthood until it was time. Hell, I put it up that I had someone as a ruler and father who could keep me from arrogance, to live in a palace without bodyguards, without fancy dresses or torches or statues or such like show, that you can live much like a regular person, not remiss in action or careless a ruler when carrying out official obligations. That I had the kind of brother I did, one whose character challenged me to improve my own, one whose love and affection enriched my whole life, that my children were born stupid or physically deformed, that I wasn't more relevant to the rhetoric or poetry that could have consumed me if I had seen progress, might never have given them up, that I conferred on the people who brought me up, the honors that they seemed to want early on, instead of putting them off since they were still young, with the hopes that I'd do it later, that I knew Apollonius and Rusticus and Maximus, that I was shown clearly and often what it would be like to live as nature requires. Thanks to the gods, they did all they could through their gifts that helped the inspiration to ensure that I could live as nature demands. Thanks to the gods, they did all they could through their gifts that helped the inspiration to ensure that I could live as nature demands. And if I fail, it's no one's fault but mine, 'cause I didn't pay attention to what they told me, to what they taught me, practically step by step, that my body has held out for so long through such a life, that I never laid a finger on Benedicta or Theodotus. Even later I was overcome by passion, I recovered, even though I often quarreled with Rusticus. I never did nothing that I regretted later. I know my mother died young, she spent her last years with me, and if I ever wish to help a man in need, I was never told that I had nothing to me, that I was never put in that position myself, of having to take something from somebody else, that I had the wife I do, obedient, loving, humble, that my children had competent teachers, and for the remedy shown me in dreams, when I was coughing blood, when my head was spinning, when I had an inclination to philosophy, I never fell into the hands of any sophist, and that I didn't waste my time on rises of history, or in the resolution of syllogisms, or occupy myself about an investigation of appearances in the heaven. For all these things require the help of the gods and fortune. Thanks to the gods, they did all they could through their gifts that helped inspiration to ensure that I could live as nature demands. Thanks to the gods, they did all they could through their gifts that helped the inspiration
all they could through the gifts that help their inspiration to ensure that I could live as nature demands. Yeah! Make some noise for Marcus Aurelius! Make some noise for Marcus Aurelius up here in the Church of Meaning. 2,000 years. 2,000 years those words have existed. 2,000 years. 2,000 years those words have existed. 2,000 years later, I pulled them out the sky, you know? I pulled those melodies out the sky. I just drenched them in those melodies. Now you can sing those words, baby. You can sing those words and you can sing them like you mean them, because you do mean them. You know, because you're grateful to the gods. And you recognize that everything you needed, they had placed within you. It's there, it's all there, and it always was. You know what I mean? I ran all around the world. I went all around the world looking for something. And then I found it, I got back to the beginning. I was, oh, there it is. It was always there. Right where I started, you know? God bless you, Martin, Pastor 21, for that mental, is that Australian $500 super chat? You crazy, beautiful creature. God bless you. It says, California leaving present. Grateful to the Don from the bottom of my heart. You really are that thing which really is genuine. You created Meaningwave by doing the things that are delightful to you. You believed that you're more powerful than you think. Go forth and be mighty. Be a great father to Herc and a great husband to Charlotte. Bless. Yo, you gonna make me cry. Yo. You gonna mess around and get me all emotional up in here. Yo, come on. Hey, God bless you, brother. That's rule number one, you know, and that's where I really, like I said, man, I was looking for that wisdom, you know. It's like I realized I wasn't the person who could make the album I wanted to make. I'd made that first album that was all about the individual. I used samples from The Prisoner to illustrate the point. And you know what that was about? It was about being a little kid and being an individual and fighting for that individuality and that right to be an individual. In a world that seems to want you to conform and just be like, you know, an NPC. Essentially, you know. Powerful meme. And then the second album was about when you realize you're part of a greater whole, you're part of something bigger, this interconnected web, this thing that's always existed, you know, that's always been there. And then the third album was going to be, you know, the answer, you know, the answer. The third album, but I couldn't make the third album. I wasn't even a dad at that point. I was like, gosh, I can't make this third album. I don't have the answers. I'll be like Sway, you know. I don't have the answers yet. I don't have enough experience. I'm not smart enough. I'm not wise enough. I had so many experiences, but I didn't have enough. I'd done all sorts of crazy stuff. I'd lived all over the world. I've been through all sorts of things, you know. I slept on underparked benches, been involved in all sorts of things that, you know, I don't really want to talk about right now. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So, you know, I spoke to my wife and we said, you know what, we're going to move to a whole other country. We're going to go do that big adventure. We're going to go have a big adventure and maybe we'll learn some things along the way. And we did. My goodness, we did. We did. You should see my wife now compared to the woman she was, you know, before. And she was a wonderful woman, you know. I married her for a reason. You know, but she's so much more powerful now. She's so much more confident in herself and so much more powerful in herself. It's been a really beautiful thing to see, to watch her grow, you know, during this thing, because this put her through hell. One, you know, her husband's off on the other side of the world, and she's like with her mum and her kid, while the husband's over the other side of the world, sleeping on a sofa, trying to get DJ gigs. What the goodness? And then she comes over here, and she don't know nobody. She got no friends over here. It's real beautiful now because she got tons of friends now, and they're also sad to see her go, but they're also proud of her, and they're all like, oh, you're such an inspiration to us, Charlotte. You're so epic, Charlotte. And, you know, and she had to force herself to be epic. She was scared, you know? Just in the past year, you know, she took on a responsibility that really, like, put her outside of all of her natural comfort zones, and it was a wonderful thing for her to do because it forced her to grow, and it forced her to, you know, develop these powers, you know, that were always there in her, that were always there, that she always had access to, but she never touched. She was scared, and she ain't scared no more. She's epic now, you know? And that's a beautiful thing. And I'm way more epic than I was in a lot of ways. I've got so much further to go, you know, but like one great thing about doing this Meaningwave thing is every album I go so deep into the messaging of what's in there, you know, and integrate that into my life. And I've integrated so many powerful things into my life. Like, it really is the case that you have to embody the thing, you know? And that's the most powerful thing you can do. You can't be telling people to do shit. You can't be going on and about, oh, do this, da-da-da-da-da. No one's going to listen. But if they see you being that and they see the effects it's had on your life and how things have changed and what have you, then that's powerful. And then maybe that'll inspire them to put those things into their life. You know? You can't tell people to do it. You got to show them that it works. You know? You got to show them that it works. That's why school is just stupid. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's a bunch of people who didn't do it telling people how to do it. Not all of it, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of that going on.
One of the things that's happened in our society is that we seem to have concluded that strong men are dangerous. And that's partly because we think Western culture is a tyrannical patriarchy, and the only reason you get to the top is because you misuse power. So all the men who are at the top of the hierarchy are all misusing their power, and they're all tyrannical. And all the guys who have the aim and ambition to achieve that are just tyrants in training. That's sort of the basic attitude that we have towards our own culture and towards young men now. Everything about that is pathological and inexcusable and shameful.
You know, I used to watch kids skateboard. I liked watching those kids. I like watching skateboarders do those crazy things. Because they're trying to become competent. They're facing danger. They don't want the damn protective gear. It's like, no. I don't want to wear a helmet. I want to expose myself to this danger. It's not that I'm stupid. And the kids are often shooed away. It's like, wait a sec. They're practicing being courageous. They're practicing mastering something in the face of danger. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding.
We don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave their kids alone. Hey! Diaz! Leave their kids alone!
MAC, make some noise.
You know, I used to watch kids skateboard. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. 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 Don't bother children when don't bother children when don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when they're skateboarding. A lot of the rebellious behavior of young men in particular, which is very frowned upon in the schools. It's like, that's toxic masculinity. You know, that horrid phrase. It's like, leave those damn kids alone. About 10 years ago in Toronto, they changed the insurance rules governing playgrounds. Parents had raised money for these damn playgrounds. There was nothing wrong with it. They tore them all out. 2 weeks before school started, there was nothing but dirt and gravel. I saw the kids on top of the school because they needed some danger. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. How can you do better than perfect? Dark sarcasm in the classroom. Teacher, leave their kids alone. Hey! Teacher! Leave their kids alone! Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother children. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children when you're skateboarding. Don't bother children. Don't bother
got, everything you got, everything you got, every fight. Whoa, fight that second clock with everything you got.
You young guns out there, 18 years old, 20 years old, 24 years old, listen. Life goes by, and it goes by quick. Don't waste those years. Don't waste them. Live them. I know that you don't think you're gonna live to be 30, much less 40, but you are and you will. And the earlier you get in the game and get on track, the better life you're gonna have. Healthier, wealthier, stronger, smarter, better. Better. And if you're an old man like me, and you haven't got on track yet, get on track. Get on it now.
Go. Fight. Whoa, fight that second clock with everything you got. Fight. Whoa, fight that second clock with everything you got. 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 Every fight. Whoa, fight that second clock with everything you got.
Everyone listening to this,
like Luke's mum.
Deal. No complacency.
No complacency, Luke's mum.
No complacency.
None.
No backing off.
No backing off, Luke's mum.
No slack.
Zero.
Whatever.
None.
Fight.
Fight.
Fight that ticking clock
with everything you got.
So, like the end of a hard day, you can put your head down with ease, satisfied that you're giving your best.
Fight. Oh, fight that second clock with everything you got. Fight. Oh, fight that second clock with everything you got. 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 Every fight. Oh, fight that second clock with everything you got. 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 Oh, fight that second clock with everything you got.
Yeah, that one goes out to Luke's mum. Also, Word XP wanted Jocko. Yo, God bless everybody. Shouts out to the whole MAZ. Shouts out to Martin Pastor 21 who got me mad emotional. I had to turn around and like flick a single solitary tear over this balcony here. It's alright to have like drop one single solitary tear so long as you turn around and flick it over the balcony, you know. Yeah. Last night in LA, baby. Is that last night in LA? I feel good, baby. I feel ready for that next adventure, you know. What up, Mad Host 21 says, is Mix available for download anywhere? Oh, Well, I don't know what you mean. You mean this broadcast that you're watching right now? Or do you mean the music played within it? If you mean the music played within it, that is all available to download on the Akira The Don Bandcamp. You can stream it all on Spotify. Well, most of it. This song I'm talking over right now, you can't stream on Spotify yet. But you will be able to on Friday. Friday, baby. Make some noise for permission. You dig? Make some noise for permission, baby. Make some noise for complete and utter rascals. You know, make some noise for that rascal wave, you know? That rascal battalion. Make some noise for Joe Rogan. I don't want to hear that shit, baby. Dropping on all platforms next Friday. The day I get to Texas.
Everybody's different. Everybody's similar, but everybody's different. And your attitude has a giant effect, not just on your life, but on other people's lives around you. That's the other thing about it. Those I can't catch a break guys, get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear that shit. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't buy it. Because everybody has bad breaks. I've had a shit ton of bad breaks. But you know what I did? And I thought through it. And I figured out what the fuck I did wrong. And then I went back. It's like, I fucked up everything I've ever done 100 times. There's no other way to do it.
But you gotta realize when you have those shitty breaks what that is.
It's an opportunity for you to reassess, reboot, get better, figure out another way, find another way through. It's just challenges. And the people that look at those challenges go, why always have these challenges? They're cancer. Those people are dangerous to be around. They will rob you of your enthusiasm. They don't give you any fuel. They're the opposite of fuel. But fuel people kicking ass. People that are out there just fucking hustling. Always getting things done. Always getting things done. My friend Jocko, every morning I'll check his Instagram page, 4:30, shows a picture of his watch. Get after it. Get after it. He's out there working out 4:30 in the morning. He does it every fucking morning. Why? Because he doesn't want to. That's how you do it. You go and get out there, don't make any excuses. And those kind of guys are fuel. But those I can't catch a break guys, they're the opposite of fuel. They're just pissing on your fire. They're no fun. Get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear that shit. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear that shit. 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 Get them the fuck away from me. The people that surround them are all idiots. Because only idiots want to be around I can't catch a break guy. Only the dummies stick around. After a while, even if they're your good friend, you gotta be like, bro, you gotta fucking stop. You gotta stop those I can't catch a break bullshit. All the time you're complaining, you could be instead hustling. What? You could be instead chasing your dream. You could be instead figuring out what you're doing wrong. What? Improve certain aspects of your life. Getting your shit together, reading a book, meditating, something.
Fucking something.
Something. Fucking something.
Sorry, Legs, Mom.
But this I can't catch a break shit is not helping anybody. And it pushes everybody away from you. Get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear that shit. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. Get them the fuck away from me. I don't want to hear that shit. 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 Get them the fuck away from me. from me.
Hey, get them the fuck away from me. That's Akira The Don and Joe Rogan. Get them the away from me. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Dropping next Friday on all streaming platforms. That will be followed by another single featuring Joe Rogan the week after. And depending on how quick it takes to get the master in, it'll either be another single the Friday after or it'll be the album the Friday after. But best believe there's an album, baby. 13 fire tracks. 13 epic joints. 13 epic joints that you'll be smashing on repeat every day for the rest of your life. Woof. Woof. Shout out to everyone for... I was playing that song at the wrong pitch for like 60% of the song. I had it like one key down. And I was like, why does this sound weird? This doesn't sound as perfect as I remember it sounding the other day, all glorious and remastered and with those new guitars. Oof. And then, there you go. There you go. There you go, baby.
I'm just trying to set the course.
What up, Sigmund 1? Sure, Ryan, who says, ride the wave or watch it crash all over you. C'est la vie. That's right, baby. You know what I mean? You can't control the ocean, but you can learn to surf.
I'm just trying to set the course.
A few. Luke's mum likes Joe, so that's okay. Oh, loves Joe, in fact. Nice.
There's people bottom feeding. There's people doing the wrong thing. There's people that don't have the right intent. And they're taking advantage of people when they're...
Make some noise. Drop all them wave emojis right now, by the way.
Sure?
By the way, all them wave emojis right now.
I want to make people to know that,
I'm focused.
I'm focused on getting all the attention. All of the attention.
Yeah.
So I can do a couple things. My number one goal for all of you is one. First and foremost, to build self-esteem. I want all of you to be more confident tomorrow than you were yesterday because you're spending time paying attention to my crap. Because it's very simple. Because my crap speaks to this. Stop worrying about what you're not and start focusing on who you are. We all suck at shit. All suck at shit. Stop worrying about what you're not and start focusing on who you are. We all suck at shit. When you figure out what you're good at and where your strengths lie, you will win. I'm tired of your mom saying you're a loser, or your boyfriend saying you can't, or your older brother.
Yeah, Luke's mom.
He's insecure, not giving you love or self-esteem so that you can succeed. I'm tired of the people closest to you because of their insecurities and weaknesses, giving you feedback and putting you in a paradigm, in a path that keeps you suppressed because they've got their insecurities. They've got their insecurities. They've got their insecurities. They've got their insecurities.
Obviously.
Stop worrying about what you're not and start focusing on who you are. We all suck at shit. All suck at shit. Stop worrying about what you're not and start focusing on who you are.
Who you are.
We all suck at shit. Stop worrying about what you're not and start focusing on who you are. We all suck at shit. All suck at shit. Stop worrying about what you're not and start focusing on who you are. We all suck at shit.
Make some noise for Gary V, baby. Make some noise in the MAZ for Dr. Gary V. Yeah. Stop worrying about what you're not. Focusing on who you are. We all suck at shit. All suck at shit. Stop worrying about what you're not. Stop focusing on who you are. We all suck at shit. All suck at shit. Bucko.
Akira.
The Don. He's got clout.
Welcome to the stage, Mr. Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah, word XP, you must have read my blessed mind, baby, because I was literally about to play The Greatest Year. Yeah.
I wish I wish we had better perspective. I wish that there was some weird genie that could take us back into time so that every one of you could live one fucking day in your great-great-grandparents' shoes and understand how fucking good you have it.
Understand how fucking good you have it.
Like if you really, really understood. I'm not naive to what's happening in our society. Let me just say this very clear so everybody gets it through their fucking dome. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the best. This is the best. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. Fascinated by this. Fascinated by fucking mindset. It's a binary decision if you're gonna be positive or negative about shit. When you bet on optimism, when you're on the offense, when you were playing towards intangibles, you do something super duper interesting. You start suffocating excuses. If you ask me what the number one thing is that I'm thankful for that my parents gave me, taking me from a communist country and moving me to the US, parenting me well, roof and clothes. If you ask me the number one thing I wake up every morning and thank that my parents did, is I never saw either one of them complain about jack shit. And it basically created learned behavior for me. I am incapable of actually complaining about shit. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the best. This is the best. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the best. We have it the best. And all I see is people sitting around dwelling around dumb shit, what they don't have, instead of focusing on what they do have. The internet is a fucking miracle. It's a fucking miracle. The internet is a fucking miracle. It's a fucking...
Make some noise for the internet.
There was no side hustle for your great-grandparents. When it was 9 p.m., it was dark and cold outside. We just get used to shit so fast.
Right.
And in our speed of getting used to how fucking awesome it is, I'm just desperate for you to not lose perspective. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. This is the best. This is the best. This is the greatest year to ever be alive in the history of mankind. Both my grandfathers had the same exact thing that I had, and because they were Jewish in communist Russia post-World War II, their communism put them both in jail for 10 years in Siberia. Like, just think about that. Timing, opportunity. Yes. Life is binary. It's either offense or defense. You are either sitting in your seat right now on the offense or you're not. There is no fucking half pregnant. There's no in between. You're either this or that. There is no fucking half pregnant. There's no in between. You're either this or that.
Yo, new loop alert. Oh, these sound good together, huh? Yeah, yeah. Hey, what's up, X-Hammer 13 Thor? Says, I love this track. I struggle with this a lot. And I don't want to be someone's anti-fuel. I want to be someone's fuel. I don't want to maybe be someone else's fuel. Huh? I'm confused by that. I want to become someone's fuel and want to maybe be someone else's fuel. If I may be worthy. Cheers. I think you can, baby. I think you can. I think you're gonna be. And by the way, your fuel here. Your fuel for me. Your presence, your enthusiasm, the light that you bring into this place, this MAZ. You know, that's fuel for me, baby. I appreciate you. All of you. All of you. Every message you leave. Every comment, every emoji, everything is fuel. It's fuel. And without it, I don't know what. I have no idea. But it wouldn't be this, baby. This is you.
You know, when people think of the word mind control, they think of controlling other people's minds. And when I think about mind control, I think about controlling your own mind. Because while I am obviously a physical person, and I embrace physicality, we are our minds. What it means and where the you actually is, and whether there's a soul or a brain or whatever, your heart or some other conjured up place. This is what I know, is that your mind, the thing that is listening and comprehending these words right now, that is you. And that thing, that mind, you can control. You are the machine. Mind control. You are the machine. Mind control. And you can control the machine. Mind control. You have that ability. Mind control. And that you are going to do what you want to do. And people ask me, how do I get tougher? Be tougher. They ask me, how can I wake up earlier in the morning? The answer is, wake up earlier in the morning. How can I work out consistently every single day? Work out consistently every single day. How can I stop from eating sugar? Also give an answer. Stop eating sugar. What about the emotions? How can I stop missing that girl or that guy or whoever broke up with me? How can I stop missing them? Stop missing them. That is mind control. You have that ability. You just have to assert it. You have to decide that you're going to be in control. Mind control. You are the machine. Mind control. And you can control the machine. Mind control. You have that ability. Mind control. And that you are going to do what you want to do. Weakness doesn't get a vote. Laziness, they don't get a vote.
Nah.
Sadness,
no vote.
No vote. Frustration, no vote. Negativity, no vote. I don't even give my temper a vote. So the next time you're feeling weak, or you're feeling lazy, or you're feeling soft, or you're feeling emotional, tell them want it to be. It's the things I always say. Get stronger, faster, smarter, quicker, friendlier, more helpful, more driven. Don't let your mind control you. Control your mind. And once you control your mind, then you can set it free.
Exodus. Movement for the wave low and his family and the man. Yeah, freedom. Freedom, baby. It's what it's all about. It's all about freedom. Freedom. Have you got that freedom you deserve? Have you got that freedom you require? Have you got it? Do you know how to get it? You know, there's ways and means that you can find out.
Genie is the root word for genius.
Yeah, that's right, Axel Stacks.
And it's a really interesting idea because there's this unlimited power that's associated with genius, but it's constrained. Hey. And that's really what the human spirit is like. Because it has this aspect of the infinite. And it is something that can grant wishes. But it's also constrained terribly. I don't ask God for favors. Or for wishes. Or for wishes. You know, I don't ask God for favors. Or for wishes. Or for wishes. You know, we're constrained mortally and physically and all that, but the thing is that both the infinite possibility and the constraint are necessary. Right? That's what makes up the genie. It has to be both at the same time. And the idea that, you know, if you find your genie, you can have your wishes. It's right. You have to really want what you're wishing for. Right? You have to make the proper sacrifices to get it. It can't be just some whim. You have to ask for something that you would rather not have. Which is usually wisdom. Somebody asked me about prayer. They asked me if I prayed, and I thought, well, it depends on what you mean by that. Exactly. I don't ask God for favors. Or for wishes. Or for wishes. You know, I don't ask God for favors. Or for wishes. Or for wishes. You know. But I do think that if you sit on the edge of your bed and you ask what foolish thing you're doing to make it worse, that you'll get an answer right now. And it won't be the one you want, but it might be the one that if you listen to would set things straight. I don't think that I've ever been in a situation where if something wasn't going right for me and I sat and thought, okay, I'm willing to figure out what I'm doing wrong, which is a big thing to think because you never know how much you're doing wrong. It might be something that you really don't want to contend with. But if you clear some space to meditate on that, probability that you'll figure out something that you did that was stupid, that's bending you and twisting you in the wind, you'll get an answer very, very rapidly. I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes. You know, I don't ask God for favors or for wishes or for wishes. You know, and it's not obvious how you do that. You know, I mean, it's not like you know how you're manipulating your neurons or something. It happens of its own accord in some sense, like you can participate with it, I guess, and you can interfere with it, and it seems to take a certain amount of willpower, but it still all happens mysteriously behind the scenes. And I would say this sort of attitude towards, let's say, prayer that we're discussing is just an extension of that. It's something like, well, you admit that there's a problem first, and then you ask for the minimum necessary intervention, which would be, all right, well, I'd like to move forward on this, some small amount that someone like me could actually manage. I'd be willing to carry it out. And then you reorient the way you're thinking as a consequence of that, and something usually pops out of the abyss to guide you. Very strange, but it's not really any stranger than the fact that we can think at all. Because the fact that we can think is actually very strange. Strange like the fact that we can dream is strange. And that's strange beyond belief, that you can dream, or that something in you dreams, which is a much better way of thinking about it, because it's not like you're really in control of your dreams.
I don't ask God for favor or for wishes, or for wishes, you know. I don't ask God for favor or for wishes, or for wishes, you know. I don't ask God for favor or for wishes, or for wishes, you know. Ooh. Ooh.
Akira.
Oh my goodness.
He's got clout.
What XP?
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. One heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah.
Yo. Make some noise for Akira The Don, Jocko Willink, and Rudyard Kipling. What a team. What an epic combination. Wow. Wow. Meaningwave exists! Woo. Woo. Isn't it amazing? Meaningwave exists. When I moved to Los Angeles 5 years ago, Meaningwave did not exist. It didn't exist. Now there's all these songs. How many songs are there? There's so many. So many Meaningwave songs. So many amazing songs. Like what? I got like 522 here in my DJ library tagged with Meaningwave. What? What? I got songs that haven't been released, you know? And they're some of the best songs that have ever been made.
Akira.
Hey. Sunday, baby.
Well, the ego can't reflect upon itself unless it has a mirror against which to read itself, and that mirror would be the mythological schedule that lets it know where it
Make
is.
some noise, MAZ. All them wave emojis right now. Rewind. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up.
Akira.
Rewind sound effects. That's better. Yeah. Come on.
Akira. He's got clout.
Well, the ego can't reflect upon itself unless it has a mirror against which to read itself, and that mirror would be the mythological schedule that lets it know where it is. It's a mirror with a schedule, patterned mirror, and the ego sees itself in that reflex and knows where it is on the scoreboard. Just for example, a person who at the age of 40 is wondering whether he's going to be punished by mother and hasn't moved on. And a person at the age of 80 who's wondering, how's my golf score? He hasn't moved on either. Myth lets you know where you are. And it knows what the patterns have been of life through centuries in that position that you now are entering or holding.
Yeah.
Myth lets you know where you are. Myth lets you know where you are. Where you are. You know where you are. Myth lets you know where you are. Myth lets you know where you are. Where you are. You know where you are. The 40-year-old now should see himself as a free, willing, independent, self-responsible human being. And he should have certain noble heart powers that have been called to his attention and to which he has been invited to give himself that will enable him to act in terms of nobility, not in obedience, but out of himself. And the older person must know, I'm now participating in the achievement of life. I have achieved it. And I'm looking back. And I can tell you there's a wonderful moment that comes when you realize I'm not striving for anything. And what I'm doing now is not a means to achieving something later. Youth has always to think that way. Every decision a young person makes is a commitment to a life course. And if you make a bad decision of that angle, by the time you get out there, you're far off course. But after a certain age, there's no future. And suddenly the present becomes rich. It becomes that thing in itself which you're now experiencing. And if you've been prepared a little bit for that, you're ready. Myth lets you know where you are. Myth lets you know where you are. Where you are. You know where you are. Myth lets you know where you are. Myth lets you know where you are. Where you are. You know where you are. I've had the experience of lecturing to old age groups, and myself actually in old age.
Hey.
79 next month. I can tell you there came a gradual realization. Boy, this is it. I'm in that place, and every experience is of value in and for itself without any reference to anything that might happen. I've mentioned this to older groups, and people come up to me afterward and say, we didn't realize. It's beautiful. Just let you know where you are. You know where you are. Myth lets you know where you are. Just let you know where you are. You know where you are. Myth lets you know where you are. Just let you know where you are.
Make some noise, baby. Make some noise for Joseph Campbell and the power of myth, baby. Make some noise for them noble heart powers. You got your noble heart powers yet? Have you activated those noble heart powers? Welcome to the wholesome age, baby. Yeah. Hey, make some noise, baby. All of them wave emojis right now. This is the last one. This is the last night. This is the last moment. This is the last moment, baby. Oh. It's 8:30 p.m. PST on this Sunday, this most auspicious Sunday. Peak of recorded human civilization. What year is it? 2020 AD. 2020 AD, July 12th. July 12th. On this day, I completed the Joe Rogan album, packed up my studio, prepared to set sail for the next chapter. The next chapter, baby. Oh! And I'm taking you. I'm taking you with me, baby. We're going together. We're going to load up this here rig, the regulator, all this machinery. It's all tested. It's all ready. I'm already broadcasting on the mobile rig. You know, one of our fine citizens helped me set up some mobile internet. I'm broadcasting off mobile internet right now. This ain't a broadband line. This is a mobile internet line. Yeah. It seems to be working. It feels like it works. It feels like it works. We'll see tomorrow, baby. We'll be on the road. Wade Crescent is pulling up in our 18 van tomorrow morning, 9:30, I believe. We're loading up that van, driving to Texas, baby. We're taking you with us. We're going to be broadcasting twice a day along the way. All right? We're going to be parking up, finding ill spots to stream from, and we're going to be streaming. You know, I promised you. I'll be there for you. And the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you. When Tom Hanks spreads his disease, I'll be there for you. Even when the communist Chinese, I'll be there for you. Try to hack into your phone, I'll be there for you. With that TikTok thing, yo, I'll be there for you. When they ban TikTok, don't be sad, baby. When they ban TikTok, it is gonna happen. I'm sorry, Diaz, they're gonna ban TikTok. Oh, no. All them people who spent all that time building a platform on TikTok, they're going to be angry. They're going to be real angry, baby. They're going to be upset about that. Ooh. Gary V's going to have something to say about that. He'll say, huh? And he'll just move on because he's groovy like that. You know what I mean? He ain't an all bag eggs in one basket type of a guy. Nah, but anyway, we're going to Texas and you're coming with us. You know, Maz is a place. Maz is in our hearts, you know, so wherever our hearts be, that's where Maz is. And that, so, you know, that's what's cracking there. Don't you worry about a thing. Hey, what do you want? Pick one last song. What's the last song we're going to play? What's the last song that's going to be played on the Meaning stream? On that Sunday night Meaning stream. What's the last song? You get to choose. You get to choose. Brave citizens of the MAZ. Yeah. Diaz says, I know, I listened when he told me a couple months ago. Yeah, I've been telling you, baby. I've been telling you TikTok is doomed. Yeah. Yeah, you right. Yeah, you right. You're right. I've seen a couple of you saying the right thing. You're correct. You're correct, baby. You correct. DS20 says RIP TikTok. WordXP says Vine died, TikTok dying. Moral of the story is short, sparse videos are hosted on short-lived platforms.
I usually don't.
It's time, baby. It's time to go all in.
Akira.
All in, baby.
It's for the heroes.
Let's make that new world.
Because, I'm talking with the person who gave us the AMA, gave me Blue Church, Jordan Hall. And part of that is this idea, which is the religion that's not a religion, and trying to come up with a post-religious faith. Because here's the idea. This is probably, in some ways, my most radical idea. I want to do what like Augustine did as the Roman Empire is falling. He laid the foundation. He laid the cultural cognitive grammar for an entirely different culture. And they stole the culture bottom up. He laid the cultural cognitive grammar for an entirely different culture. And they stole the culture bottom up. I want to help steal the culture.
Steal it away. Steal it away. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. Do everything I can. And I can. Do everything I can. And I can. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away.
The imperial system at some point clamped down again, but nevertheless we shifted. And we shifted out of antiquity. We shifted to a different world. So I want to try and do that. I want to try and create the systems of meaning, the religion that's not a religion, the ecologies of practices, the communities, the networks of communities. All of this is already happening. Really empower it, both in terms of its grammar, give it the best scientific tools for engineering the practices and the ecology of practices. I basically want to steal the culture. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. Do everything I can. I can. Do everything I can. I can. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. The people who have been abusing us for such a very long time. And I usually don't speak politically because I think the political framing is often a deep misrepresentation of the issue, at least the way in which political discourse has been sort of been ossified. It's been ossified in ways that make choice no longer really relevant. Christianity stole the cultural way from the elites of its time. Now, new elites form. They always will. But the culture changed, and it changed in an important way. That's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what I see myself doing with a lot of these other people. That's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what I see myself doing with a lot of these other people. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. I want to help steal the culture. Steal it away. Steal it away. Do everything I can. I can. Do everything I can. I can. I want to help steal the culture. steal it away, ay. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away now. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away, ay. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away now. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away, ay. Steal it away now. Steal it away, steal it away, steal it away, ay.
The whole point about the metaphor is you can't win by playing the game. That's right. My way of trying to understand what it is to not play their game and to shift over to a totally different game, to shift the culture, is to steal the culture. The only thing I can get from history that's been able to do that are religion. But for reasons that I've articulated, I don't want, not personally, I mean in terms of the functionality, I don't think the standard model, the axial age model of religion is going to do what we need in order to steal the culture as deeply as we need to steal it.
Deep. We gotta steal that culture deep, baby, and we gonna do it. Ain't nobody stopping us now. We on the move. We on the move. We on the move. Make some noise for yourself, MAZ. Thank you for being here for the final broadcast. The final LA broadcast. The final LA broadcast. I said this, but you know, I always pictured myself doing a final gig in LA. I thought it'd be like the Roxy or something, you know? I thought it'd be like a big Meaningwave gig. I bring together all my DJ people, all my Meaningwave people, all my friends, all these various people. As it is, Tom Hanks and his deadly disease create a whole new situation where I was broadcasting to the beautiful city of MAZ and the beautiful cathedral of meaning, live across the universe. Look at you beautiful things. Look at all you beautiful people representing yourself digitally with your wave emojis. All your beauty shining through. Look at my beautiful wife just coming up the stairs. How you doing, baby? You okay? She exhausted. She exhausted. She's been packing up all this time. All this time I've been up here doing this thing. Wifey been downstairs packing. Because we got to get cracking. You know? So thank you to everyone who's been here tonight. God bless you all. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting. Thank you, Ms. Superconductor. Thank you, Word XP. Thank you, Sheila D613. Thank you, Matt Lally. Thank you, Sidratej. Thank you, Mike B. Chadrick Pickens. Andrew. Kamarami. DS. Dwayne. Ass. Yo, I just noticed there's ass in your name. That's hype. Michael Lepar. Prince Jabrikas. Savage and Chill. Pixie. Pitio Cat, Axel Stacks, Word XP, Luke X Hammer 13-4, Roberto Sanchez, Cajun, Rassel Gethy. What an epic, powerful name that is. And majorly shout out to Martin Potter 21 for that epic gift and that beautiful message that put some water in my eye. You sweet thing, you. We're going to get out of it. Let's do one last international high five from Los Angeles. Well, okay. We will be broadcasting tomorrow morning on Twitch at 7 a.m. We will, because I stick to my word. But this will be the last meaning stream. I high five. And the very final broadcast will be tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. PST. Then we pack it all up in a van. We get out there on the road, baby. Forward to adventure. To adventure. So make some noise for adventure, baby. And join me for one last By 5 on a Sunday night in Los Angeles. Yay! 3, 2, 1. By 5, baby, by 5. God bless. Adventure. Tomorrow. Go forth, be mighty, let's get it.